quick update on the transporter. We are 1 week away from putting the wrap on it, so we're major preservation service on it. Detail. All the aluminum on the side got polished a second time, so it looks like chrome. All the rails all the way up and around. The whole rub rail on the bottom here got polished like chrome. Fenders. Haven't done the Alcoas yet. They're brand new. They don't really need it. And we're getting the whole undercarriage ready for protective coating. John Lee and Carlos were here Saturday too, because we got we're down to the wire here, putting the magic on aluminum. Looking good, John.
Looking good.
Team Gasgas. Wrap's going on next Monday. We went over the entire undercarriage here. This is all metal, right? So you got to protect it. So what we did is we're doing like a 4-stage process on it. Right now, stage 1 was POR 15 cleaner degreaser on the whole undercarriage, along with handheld scrapers like that. Use this with a brushes and water and scrapers, clean the whole undercarriage. Next step was a POR 15 rust remover. It's a rust dissolving solution. You can see that this undercarriage is solid metal, and it's like steel. This trailer weighs 56,000 pounds. It's very heavy. Loaded 56,000. Ronnie's making the magic happen here. We got Leo. Woody's over there. So, day 3 on the undercarriage, or 3 guys, so like 40 hours labor so far. This is a generator compartment in here. You see that's all cleaned up, super nice. So after the POR 15 clean and the metal ready, then we use these. You can see he's got a bristle brush there to scrape off any of the flaking on there. We're scaling. We taped off the side here. We don't screw up the aluminum. And the next step is it's going to get a Raptor 2K urethane primer, which has a salt resistance. Like you put that on this thing and leave it in the ocean and it won't rust once you put the Raptor liner on top of it. So it's going to have Raptor bed liner on the bottom. So this thing will never rust. But it's 53 feet long, so it's a lot of work. Once the bottom's done, we're going to turn our attention to the roof, where we're going to reseal it with this Banaspond 25 AM high strength for any of the areas that need it the most. And the entire roof perimeter is getting a Banaspond 76 AM seam sealer. It's a one-piece roof, no perforations in it, because this was designed to withstand Arctic weather. It's all the undercarriage is completely done. Then we're going to turn our attention to the roof, and then once all the aluminum's done, we're going to clean up all the panels. So the original paint's really clean, but we're going to wash it, make sure there's no debris or anything on there when we put the wrap on there, because the whole entire exterior is going to get wrapped. If you have time, we're going to sand and refinish wood floor in here, which is Apatung on the tailgate anyways. The rest of it's pretty much perfect. We're going to redo all the painted surfaces on the undercarriage and clean the axles and everything. So the wheels are going to come off. We have new Alcoa hubcaps going on here, because these are new Alcoa rims, but those are the original hubcaps. They don't really match. So I've got the new Alcoas that are going to go on there, along with lug nut covers. Axles are an oil bath axle, so you have this huge 2.5-inch nut that goes on here once the hubcap's off, and you can open them up and make sure those are full of oil and not leaking. We'll do that too before we head to Daytona. Last winter, all this aluminum was polished on the front. We're going to give that a once over too, and repaint those jacks. The whole idea is once the wrap's on, you don't want to be doing this kind of work around it and risk screwing it up, because it's a very expensive application to fully wrap a 53-foot semi. It's like wrapping your house. Part of the preparations for putting the wrap on it is replacing the seam. We went over that the other day, and Dean's got this side about half done. That's what it looks like when it's done. He's peeling the old seam sealant out and putting a better, smoother version of it, so you won't see the panel separation there once the wrap is on it. We were fortunate that our friend Steve rented us his shop for a month, and it's kind of pricey, but it's $2,500 for the month. But it's 19 degrees outside. This has radiant heat flooring, and the products we're using need to be at 65 degrees or above in order for them to cure. So we had to bring it indoors. Plus, we would have froze our asses off. It was kind of a pain in the ass. We have our own shop, but to bring, we can't fit this rig in it. So we had to bring basically our whole shop over here. So we had to bring all the DAs and the polishers and the carts and the vacuum cleaners and all the chemicals and the sanders and tons of extension cords and floor lights and trash cans and fans and the radio, of course. Creepers, all the parts and supplies, everything in here is ours. We had to transport all this shit over here, so it was a lot of work. Floor heaters, vacuums, and of course all the chemicals that we use, the paints and everything, the metal prep, the POR, dust masks, gloves, goggles, rags, steel wool, and of course all the different sandpapers. We've got 220, 320, 600, 800, 1,000, and then 1,500 grit. Tapes, brake parts cleaner, WD-40. You don't think about how much stuff you use, but then of course a roof sealant, 4 gallons of that, and 10 tubes, and a whole bunch of the caulking. So we didn't have to bring our lift over though. They had a lift, so that was good. This thing's 13.6. It's actually over 14 because we got it jacked up, so you got to have a lift to do it. Our DAs and our stools and our ladders and extension cords, and there's 7 of us here working on it. So each day we spend here is 7 days labor. This is day 3. So there aren't many shops you could actually bring a rig like this to get this kind of work done. Specialty stuff like seam sealing and prepping and sanding the undercarriage, and you got to know what you're doing. You can't just have and most shops don't have a space this big. So, and if we had to pay, I'm sure it'd be $100, $120 an hour or more to pay a shop to do it. So we're doing it ourselves. And we got another week. Monday the wrap's going on, so we got to have everything done. We tape off so we don't mess up the original paint job on it when we polish the fenders. So we tape the whole circumference of it all off and then polish it off. You can see the areas that have been prepped versus the ones that haven't been finished yet. So it's getting there. They even taped off the inside aluminum so that doesn't get messed up from the sanders. But the whole undercarriage is here is going to get urethane primer and then 2 coats of urethane primer. After we did the marine clean and the metal prep products, now we're sanding it down with synthetic sanding brushes on drills. That's what Woody's doing. We'll do 2 coats of urethane primer, and then probably 2 coats of the Raptor bed liner, and this should last pretty much forever. You could park it, you could dunk it in the ocean, it wouldn't rust. At least this part. It's a bit impervious to salt. Ronnie's using Prep-All on a rag. Prep-All's like a pre-painting product.
Ron, do a wet and then a dry.
You had to get it all off.
A wet and then a dry right after it.
I'm gonna grab a couple more, right? I got some. So the entire trailer here is completely dent free, but there is a ding here. And where's the other one? There's 3 small dings. Oh, there's one right here. I marked it with tape. One right here. There's one way up top. I don't know how they got in there, but like little tiny dings. So we're gonna fill those with body filler so that it won't show through the wrap. But the rest of the body is absolutely freaking pristine, as you can see. As the trailer's never really been used. It's been in storage since it was built. The guy who originally built it passed away 2 weeks after he built it in a plane crash. And we ended up buying it from one of his friends. So I've driven it about 7,500 miles total from Yukon, Tesla, and Alaska to Connecticut, and then back up to Ontario on the Canadian border, and then down to Pennsylvania to Keystone. So basically just driving to different places to get it worked on and dialed in, and the lift for the bikes and everything. So we're actually the front edge right here. We just sanded that down part of the process. So there's a couple of little dings in the aluminum. Not dings, but little pock marks from rocks coming up on the road. So we do 120, then we'll do 320, then 600, then 800, and 1,000, and then we'll buff it with 3 different rouges, and it'll look just like this. That's how you do it. Polish all this with the bushes. That's stainless, actually. It's medical grade reflective stainless. That just needs a polish. And the whole side will get clean, and then once the bottom's done, and the roof's done, and all aluminum's polished, and the wrap goes on next Monday, a week from today. God willing. Thanks for watching. God bless America.